Hi, this is Kim from Made by Mommy, and today we're going to make an American flag. With the 4th of July coming up, I thought that would be pretty fun. Now I know I have a big international audience, so feel free to write in the comments below if you want me to make your flag next. For this one, it's pretty straightforward because it is a rectangle, which makes it a little simpler than some of the other charms that I've been making, but we want it to have really clean edges. So to start our first row of bands, we're going to give each of those bands a double twist instead of just a single. So wrap it twice before you place it on the peg. Then alternate your colors, red and white. I'm just gonna rotate my little chart here so that you can follow along with me. Fortunately, this is the only row where you have to twist the bands. So use the back of your comb, push that down, and we're going to use the connector bands that came with your Alpha Loom bands straight across all 7 pegs, and then a row with each of the bands not twisted. Bring your connector band up and over each of those pegs and use your comb to be able to hook all 7 of those rubber bands at once. And now we're going to repeat what we just did for 4 more times exactly the same way. So I'm going to start speeding up the camera a little bit. But if you at home, you don't work as fast as I do, hit pause to catch up, and then we'll continue. So first, we do the connector band, and then alternate our red and white in each position. What I've done right here is I've gotten these rubber bands a little bit close together. When you get yourself in trouble like that and you're having trouble hooking all 7, the comb has 2 sides, the side with the hooks and then the side with these little bumps. Those little bumps are really useful for pushing down the row so that it's then easier for you to hook because you have more separation. Now, if you've lost count as you're going along, you can look from the bottom to see how many bands you've done. I have done 5. So I've got 1 more row to go before we start adding in the blue portion. So now that you've placed your 6th row of alternating red and white bands, we're going to take that last connector band up and over and use our comb to catch all 7, and then we're going to be ready to start the blue part of our flag. And looking at our chart, we want to make sure we put our connector band on, and then we'll see a red straight across without a twist, a white, 4th position, we're switching to blue. And we're gonna do blue for the next 3 as well. Then our connector comes up and over, and you hook them just like all the others. And push it down. Then our next row, it starts getting a little trickier. Make sure you do your connector band first, This row is going to be red, then white, then red, like the last one. But now we're gonna alternate blue, followed by white to represent a star. And then back to blue, and white again. Band up and over, and all of the band over. Next position, the red and white in the beginning stay the same, but then we switch the order of the blue and white. So this goes red, white, red, but now we do white first, and then the blue, and repeat. Push down, and we've got 3 more rows to go on our flag. I'm sure this happens to you sometimes too. I got 6, I missed that one. Not really a problem, just come back and get that one. You don't do them all at the same time. As long as you see you did it, you can fix it. So now we're up to our last row of alternating blue and white for the stars. And hang in there until the end of this tutorial, because I finished this flag off different than I've been finishing off most of my designs. It was really important to me that this flag have a very clean edge, so I came up with a new way to do that. Okay, so we're up to the final row of bands, and we are not going to put a connector band on, because these bands, we're going to end up weaving them together so that they themselves are the connector band, and you get a nice clean edge. So your first 2 are red, and then your next 5 are blue. Bring the bottom row up and over. And now is where we change things up a little bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take all of the bands that are on one side of the loom and bring them over to the other side of the loom. That's step 1. Bring these up and over in each position. So now all of the bands are on one side of the loom. This side has no rubber bands left. And starting from the red bands, we're going to take those 2 and move them over one position. And this is a little tricky to get them to both hook on. And sometimes you'll have to cheat using your fingers like I am. So you've got those 2 now over that peg. You're going to take your hook and grab the 2 rubber bands that were on that peg to begin with that are underneath, and bring them under and through, and those go over onto the next peg, like that. And now you're going to reach in to get the 2 blue ones from underneath. You've now moved over those first 3. Catch this one and do the same. Bring it up and through. You gotta be patient with this step because it's a little tricky to get these bands into the right place. And when you're doing the blue, in between the blue, you need to really pay attention to make sure you're catching the two bands that were on the bottom. This is what's gonna hold the whole structure together. Catching those bottom two, popping through. And the last two come straight up. And then you can take the whole flag off of the loom, being sure to hold on to those two because you don't want to lose them. Ta-da! With your last two bands, you want to create a slip knot so that it stays in place. So you have two rubber bands on your hook. Pull this one through the center of that one. Like that. And now you have no worries. Your flag will stay together securely. And just do a little bit of tugging to even them out. Your tension may not have been even all along, but once you do this, everything comes into place. Well, I hope you enjoyed making a flag charm with me today. As you know, I post Loom Band videos every Friday, and I share other random fun videos with me and my girls on the days in between. Thanks again for looming with me today, and I look forward to seeing you on my channel again soon. Bye-bye!